Hello and welcome to Let Us Farm. My name is Emelifon Manuel Oge of Let Us Farm. So today we shall be talking about why do catfish farmers actually fail. If you've noticed, a lot of catfish farmers fail. And most of the people that fail are new catfish farmers. Some of them are super rich, but they fail. Why do they fail? That's what we'll be discussing in this video. So sit right back and relax. We have a lot to talk about. And if you have any questions, kindly drop it in the comment section. And if you have anything you want me to explain more, kindly use the comment section. And if you're having any challenge in your farm, all you need to do is do a video of this your farm and send that video to 081-353-48909. When I look at it, I will help you solve this problem free of charge. If you are watching from outside the country, just add +234-81-353-48909 and I will help you solve this problem free of charge. I'll be right back to discuss. Hello and welcome back. So, like I said, why do catfish farmers fail? Okay, one of the most important things that make catfish farmers fail is finance. But that does not mean that you must be super rich to start a catfish farm. No. I have watched people come on air, they say, hey, you must be rich. You see, in every business, you can always start small and grow. The problem is greed. Most catfish farmers are greedy. You don't have money to start from this height, but then you don't want to start low. You want to start up. You fail. The good thing is that when you fail with nobody. You fail with only yourself. So sometimes you don't necessarily need to preach to people. That's one of the main reasons why catfish farmers fail. You don't need to tell them not to fail. You allow them to fail for them to learn. Because most people, even after failure, will still think that they are wise. They borrow money, come again, they fail. Automatically, they discourage everybody that business is evil. But is the business really evil? No. It is their financial situation that made them fail. But that doesn't mean that the same financial situation cannot make them succeed. What am I saying? What I'm saying is simple. You want to start a catfish farm. The first thing you're supposed to do as a human being is to make research. When any business in this earth that you want to do, if you don't research about that business and you start the business, you're going to fail. And when you want to research, keep an open mind. Get everything from different sources and do a general analysis. But catfish farmers, most of them don't. They do a research. And in research, you say that for you to get 1,000 fishes to 1 kg, you need 108 bags. They say, oh, this is too much. And one other research said 1,000 kg of catfishes of 1,000 pieces. If you want to make 1,000 pieces to get them to 1 kg, all you need is 20 bags of feed. They say, yes, this is 20 bags of feed. This is the one I want. So they go for that one that wants to suit to their initial thinking, not knowing that this is not how to do research. For you to be able to get this right, do a proper research. Then bring everything together, divide it into two, and be at the middle of that research. So if one says 108, another says 20, another says 60, another says 80, add all these figures together, divide it by 2, then you will be coming to around 90 bags. So when you are now at that level, you now say, okay, 108, 90 bags, 20 is out of it. So it means that I have to come up to something reasonable. You stay on that level and budget with that level. But then, also listen to the explanations of how these things are done. This will put you at a position that you won't fail. Instead, you have a better projection. So, finance is not necessarily why people fail, but how to apply the finance is why people fail. If you don't have so much money, but you want to start catfish farming, all you need to do is you find out, how can I start with so amount of money? You don't need to be ashamed telling people that For instance, in my own case, I offer free services and you want to start catfish farming and you have only 20,000 naira to start catfish farming and you ask me, please, I have 20,000 naira. How can I start catfish farming? It is now for me to explain to you how the 20 will work or it will not work. But then you see people that have only 20,000 naira and they're telling you that somebody told them they can do 100 catfishes. How? That's the problem. So it's not finance per se, but how to apply finance, how to understand exactly what you are doing. So this is number one. Then number two reason why catfish farmers fail is the general greed. Even when people have money, they want to outdo what their finance can do. It's already failure. You want to raise 1,000 catfishes. As at today's economy, you can't use anything less than 2 point something million naira to raise 1,000 catfishes to 1 kg. You have this 2 point something million naira, but you believe yourself that you can even use it to raise 1,500. On top of that, you are arguing, saying, don't worry, there are things you can use. Somebody told me that you can use supplements. Okay? Greed. Why not remove greed? Try to understand and then from there grow. That will save you a lot of money. Now, number three aspect is, what are you farming catfish for? What is the purpose of farming catfish? What is your target of farming catfish? Are you farming catfish in a place where they don't buy fresh catfish? They only buy smoked catfish. But you are there and you are farming fresh catfish because you don't have a plan. There is no purpose. You are just doing catfish because, oh, I hit some money and I want to invest that money in a business, but I don't have the time to go and start asking people what is going on. So in your locality, what they buy is smoked, but you are now farming fresh catfish. Okay, it's okay. When the catfish comes out, you don't have any place to sell it. There is now frustration, and then the only people that want to buy it want to still buy it as smoked. So indirectly, instead of selling it as fresh, you're selling it as smoked. You start losing money from the onset. The question is that as you are losing money, there are people who are making money from you. So you lose, some people gain, and life goes on. That's the reason why you must have to understand what you are farming. What is the purpose of your farming? If you don't have any purpose why you are farming, it's really not for you. These are part of the reasons why you see catfish farmers, they fail. They don't have a purpose for the farming, no plan. But just start farming it. What do you expect will happen? Failure. So you must always have to ask the right questions. Make the right arrangements. If not, it's going to happen. Another reason is that most catfish farmers, they tend to be very lazy. It's quite an unfortunate situation, but that is what happens. You tell a catfish farmer that for you to excel, you need to get customers before you even start. Every day I receive messages from people, oh, I have 10,000 fishes in Kano State. I have 20,000 in Kaduna. I have 15,000 in Owerri. I have this and that in this. I have this and that in this. Question is that personally I'm not a middleman, will never be a middleman for these things. I'm really not interested in that. Because my own purpose is to farm my products, sell my products. My by purpose is to help other people who want to be helped by explaining to them what I do to succeed and how they can do to succeed. But to sell for you, absolutely not my problem. So it's simple. I say it, try and make connection before you start. That connection you made before you start would actually tell you how many you are starting with. If you want to start a catfish farm and you have 100 million naira, and before you started, you start going up and down to make your contacts, your connections about how to do the farming. And from everything you gathered, you can see that the response you gathered can only carry 1,000 or 2,000 catfishes, but you have 100 million to invest. What you will do is you start with the 1,000, 2,000 that you got market for. When those ones are now to 4 months, you now start calling those buyers. Their response will now make you to understand if you can go on to expand the business. Now, if you start calling them and their response when they get to your farm, they're like, wow, you did very well. The same people, each of those people who come to your farm to buy your fish, they will give you another contact of somebody who has never come to your farm before. It's a multiplier business. So with those contacts they gave you, you'll now be able to plan for the next batch. And that is when you can now decide to, instead of doing one straight shift, you can now batch do it. Okay, I have many ponds available for this. I can have more land, have another pond. So when these ones are 2 months, I go over to the next one because I now have customers who already am established that they are now buying my fish, so they can buy my 1,000 fish. So when these 1,000 fishes are 2 months, you go to the next available ponds that can still carry another set of 1,000 and start it. So when you are selling these ones at 4.5 months, 5 months, whatever you want to do, these ones are getting ready to be sold. You know why you are doing it? One, you now have money. You have very good financial base. 2, you have customers and you have customer satisfaction. So with this, you can now be able to plan what your customers demand. So in this now, you now have a circle of planning and execution. So at no time will you now have any problem. Instead, it's growth index that you'll be looking at. Now, because I said this, doesn't mean that somebody that doesn't have that money cannot do it. You can still do it. Yes, you can do it. If you have money to start only 500, even only 100, you have money to have start 100, and you have customers that want to buy this 100 ready, and you have empty ponds that can take orders, good. All you need to do is when these fishes are 3 months, you can go and stock another set, because what they will eat for the next 1 month may not be more than 20,000, which you can also absorb as these ones are going. So once your customers come to buy these ones are also coming. But this is when you have available resources of pond and water. If you don't, please don't do it. Start small. The business keeps growing. Your numbers keeps growing. Your customers keeps growing. Give yourself time. Oh, I'm starting catfish farming in 2025, and I hope by 2027 to have doubled this business. By next year, the business expands. By 2027, you expand the more. This is how growth index is calculated. But most catfish farmers, they don't want it. All they want is they start today with 20,000, and in the next 4 months, they tell you, oh, we have 500,000. Oh man, if things actually work like that, I bet you everybody's going to be a catfish farmer. Now we have many other reasons why catfish farmers fail, and we shall be discussing them with time. But for the ones we discussed so far, if you listen to it and there's something you feel that we've missed, use the comment section. And if you feel that there's something we need to add more, use the comment section. And until I come your way next time, my name is Emily from Oge of Let Us Farm. Keep farming. It's a rough life.